Alright guys, this is Byron here with Biovantage Engineering. What we have today, we have a special repair. We have a Mindray A3 anesthesia unit. We're going to be doing a display exchange replacement because we had an issue of the monitor splashing out during cases. So it didn't lose complete power, which rules out the CPU board, and all the functions continue to operate as designed, the vent and all the electrical. So that tells us that it's just a screen. Okay guys, so we just cracked our service door open to look at some of the inner workings. So in order to remove the touchscreen and display exchange, we have 4 main screws. One above the N2O needle right here. 2, 3, and let's see if I can get you to see it. 4. Real hard to see it, but after we remove these 4 screws, and we'll be able to pull the display through the front of the unit. And I'll show you a video of that also. All right, guys. So what I do, just to dot my I's, cross my T's, I just put a little tape on the hoses when I disconnect them. Although you really don't have to, because these hoses are labeled pretty nicely. But if you have older units, these labels may not be on there. So you see the numbers do correlate with the diagrams that each connection has, so that's pretty awesome. And if all else fails, you have the complete diagram here on your service door. Next step, we're going to disconnect our white cable here. You see it coming from the back of the display, and it connects here at the top. And you want to be real careful, guys. As soon as you pull it out, there should be a zip tie connecting a bunch of hoses, excuse me. So when you're cutting the zip tie, just be extra careful that you avoid the wires. And then we're just going to trace it down so we can pull it out. All right, so after we did our work in the back of the unit, now we are able to pull the monitor and display exchange and everything that we need out through the front of the unit. And it's really, see? So let's go ahead and pull it out. All right, guys, so you see our new part there, our display exchange packet. And you see how the monitor comes right out. Okay. All right, let's pull it out and get to it. So as we get to the back of the unit, we can see we have about 12 screws around the perimeter that we are going to remove. All right, so the screws are out. Now we're ready to actually make the replacement. And just to throw this out there real quick, a good thing to practice as you go on with your career. When you pull screws out, although they may look the same, from the top, they may end up being different lengths or different widths. So whenever you're disassembling a device, it's just always good to orientate your screws. Just, kind of a bulletproof way to make sure you don't F up when putting it back together, end up with extra screws, which it shouldn't be extra screws, right? But you get what I'm saying, guys. All right, so as you're removing it, you'll see that there is a ribbon cable going from the actual touch screen to inside the display exchange. So what you simply want to do, remove these 4 screws. That way we can actually access the ribbon cable. Okay, it comes off just like that. And from there, we're able to disconnect and pull out. Just remember how it's routed, because it's routed that way for a reason. So, all right, so we have a new unit in. We are going to assemble it just how we disassembled the other one. We're going to remove the panel cover, connect the ribbon cable, and screw our screws in. All right, guys, we just got it back in. Slid right in. Now to the back. Reconnect our 6 hoses and tighten our 4 screws. All right, guys, here we go. We have our 6 hoses back connected. Make sure you don't try to do anything fancy or apply too much pressure when you're tightening your screws, or, you know, when you're putting your hoses back into the compression fitting. It really does not take a lot of energy or muscle, so make sure you don't try to hook it. All right, guys, and there we go. Once we get everything put back together, as always, we do a function check and make sure our pressures and displays and alarms and everything is still good. All right. And there we go, people. Awesome.